Dart exception handling. The exception handling in Dart is a mechanism to handle the runtime errors so that normal flow of the application can be maintained. If you look at the code we are creating, so I will show you the code. We are creating a class with a function withdraw amount. Withdraw amount function can throw an exception in case there is a less available amount. So let's look at the code. So we have a class which is bank. We have a variable double available amount equal to 100. We have a function withdraw amount which takes a parameter withdrawal amount. This is the body of the function starting from line number 18 and ends at line number 25. We have a if condition withdrawal amount is less than available amount. If this is the case, then return withdrawal successfully, whatever is the withdrawal amount, and available amount is what is the remaining available amount. Else, the case of else just throw. So this is what we are throwing a exception. We are just throwing insufficient balance. So if we run the code, okay, and in the main we are creating the object of bank, so where bank equal to bank. We are using try catch syntax, and in the try block we will try to call withdraw amount on the object of type bank. So bank dot withdraw amount, and we are passing the parameter which is 1. It becomes variable result. So suppose this is the result. Otherwise, it can this function can throw, and this is how we are catching it. So print exception is $catch. So if we run the code, it says withdraw successfully, which is one available amount is 99, which is perfect. So it is returning this thing. Now if we want to execute the else case, the available amount is 100. So if we pass more than 100, suppose 101. Now the code will execute, and here it will go into the else block. It will throw insufficient balance. This insufficient balance will be catch here, which will be E exception, and we can print it. So run the code. Exception is insufficient balance. So this is the class, and in the class, this is a method which can throw an exception, and here we are using it and we are handling it. So it becomes exception handling. We can use throw keyword to throw exception, name insufficient balance. I just discussed you guys the code. The same thing, we have already discussed it. We have already discussed it. Dart inheritance. So inheritance is one of the core concepts of object-oriented programming languages. It is a mechanism where you can where a drive class can inherit behavior from the another class. So basically we have a parent class and we have a derived class, and we can overwrite or override the methods from the parent class, or we can add our own methods in the child classes. So this is an example where we have a class person. It have a property string name, and we have a function called getInfo. The function returns a string, and the return name is plus name. So this is what basically the base class do. This is a child class, which is student. The class student extends person. We have a property variable, which is string roll number. And here is the override string get info. So we are overriding the get info function from the person class, and here it have its own return type. Let's look at the code. So we have the class person, string name, and this is string get info, and return name is whatever the name is. This is class student extends person. So person is the parent class, student is the child class, string roll number. This is the variable of this student class, and we are overriding. It returns a string, and this is the body where we are returning roll number is roll number plus this. Here in the main method, we are creating the student object. So student object equal to student dot roll number equal to 10, student dot name equal to whatever it is, and then we are calling print student dot get info. We are able to call the overridden method, which is get info, and it prints roll number is 10 plus name is Alok. Where dynamic. In programming languages, we use variables for holding values, where x equal to Alok for an example. Dynamic. Dynamic I equal to 10. Type of I is integer because of 10 on the right hand side. Type inference. But with the help of dynamic keyword, you can also change the value. Like initially you provide an integer which is 10, but later you can change it from 10 to Alok. This is the dynamically changed type from int to string. Dynamically changed type from int to string. So we can have a dynamic I equal to 10 initially, and we can say print I to check. If we run it, we can see. Later also we can change I to Alok. Run it. Sorry, print. Suppose I have a var j equal to 10, and then if I try to change j to anything else, Alok, it will just not work. See, it says value of type string. So basically j is right now, because we are using var, so j is of type integer and we cannot assign string to empty. So we cannot do this. So I need to comment this. Let's see some more. Constant. Constant means constant, which you decide once and will never change. So we have example of constant where we have a constant a equal to 1. Here it has been decided that the type of a is int and it's constant. Then if you want to change a constant from a to 2, this will just not work. Let me show you from the code. Suppose we have a constant a equal to 10, and later we want to say a equal to 20, it will just not work. So cannot assign to the constant variable a, which is a equal to 20. So initially it was a equal to 10. So here it is decided that now you cannot, later you cannot change it. You cannot change it. So I need to comment it. You can also not do something like this. So const b, just const b, and later you see, okay, now you want to provide the initial value. If you think that you just declare B without a value, this is also not correct. This will also not work. The constant variable B must be initialized. I'm commenting it. So either we can write a constant A equal to 56, const int B equal to, both are fine. Either you provide the type or you don't provide the type. Both are fine. Final. Final are also constant. If you want to create a runtime constant, create with final. Once it is initialized, it cannot be changed. Final A equal to datetime dot now, print A. So let's see this code. So we have final A equal to datetime dot now, and then we are printing it. And later we want to assign again A equal to datetime dot now, error you cannot change. Let's see, let's run the code. So you can say, okay, let me break it into two parts. First of all, let's comment this code. So we are creating a constant, which is a runtime constant. And at the runtime, I want to give it a value, which is datetime dot now. So once we provide a value to this, later it just behave the way constant work. So later on line number 8, we again want to change A equal to datetime dot now, which will not work. Why? Because it's a constant. Run the code. At this moment, it will just work. At this moment, it will just work. And if we uncomment this code and we again run the same code, you cannot change it. Can't assign to the final variable A because this is final variable. Final versus constant. Use constant if you are sure about value at compile time, or in other sense, system can calculate value while you are typing code. Use final if you are not sure about value at compile time and it will be calculated at runtime. Final variables are initialized when accessed or when to be used. However, constant variable are initialized at compile time. For example, date time cannot be a compile time constant because you have to run your code or you have to run your program to get current error or actual data that can be declared with final but not constant. Thank you so much.